My name is Charisse Price.
And I'm Joy Jackson Morgan. You might be asking yourself, what? A dual Spark Talk? How? Why?
In March, Joy and I were invited on a tour of Israel for young progressive leaders from all over the U.S., including some folks from our NLC family. The goal was for us to experience Israel through the lens of its social and political complexities.
We felt honored, but a little bit nervous too. There were very few details given and a whole lot of security checks. We were thinking, who else was going? Would this be a propaganda tour? What would people think? But most importantly, would we be safe?
We had 7 action-packed days in Israel. Each day's agenda covered briefings by state officials, visits with local community leaders, schools, hospitals, and visits to historical and religious sites like the Western Wall and the Holocaust Museum. On day 3, the unthinkable happened. We woke up to the news that there was a rocket attack overnight. This was unnerving. We had heard and read about the conflict, but it is so different when you're in it. None of us were prepared for the fear or uncertainty.
And while our hosts assured us we were safe, we couldn't help but feel all the fear and anxiety all around us. It was the first close attack like that in 5 years. It was completely unexpected and a chaotic situation, to say the least. Thankfully, we were safe, but they canceled our trip to the Gaza border, where we had planned to learn more about life in that area. It was shocking, as an American, to witness people living in the shadow of imminent threat. And even in the midst of this very real conflict, folks on both sides had to go to work and send their kids to school.
Look, we are not here to talk about the conflict, and we are not taking sides. What we took away from our experience is that in the midst of it all, there are everyday heroes doing extraordinary things. Time after time, community after community, we saw women leading the way. We saw real-life examples of the courage, leadership, and innovation required to hold all the pieces together.
Like this all-girls middle school robotics team who won 3rd place nationally. But what makes them so unique? They're a part of this extremely marginalized ethnic group called the Bedouins, a nomadic Arab Muslim group who've historically lived in tents. Or what about Gadara Marie? She's a former TV news broadcaster who was the first non-Jewish woman to ever broadcast on a Hebrew language TV show. And this spring, she became the first person ever to represent her ethnic minority group, the Druze, in the Israeli parliament.
And my personal favorites, Dr. Marit Be'eri and Donna Mann of the Aline Rehabilitation Hospital, a one-of-a-kind place where children from birth to adolescence get the help they need to live full, productive lives despite their injury or illness. They also house an innovation center where they invent and commercialize products for children in developing countries. This is Wheelchairs of Hope, which are less than $100. Hundreds of children who weren't mobile can now attend school and play with their friends.
These examples of courage and leadership reminded us of a pattern we already knew: the recent rise of progressive women in leadership. Right now, especially in politics, we have amazing examples both nationally and globally of women enacting the policies that make our world a better place.
So what's the bottom line? Men have been in charge for a very long time. But if we want to move the needle on the progressive agenda, women are the ones who will get it done. We must continue to make sure that women have fair opportunities to step into leadership roles in every sector of our society.
After being there in Israel, witnessing these women and girls persevere through the instability and conflict beyond their control, after being there during an actual rocket attack, we feel compelled in our own leadership journeys.
We will do more in our communities because of the women who move the needle all around the world. We believe progressive women cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. Women are showing up, and we all must continue to help them.
Today, we challenge you to invest in women leadership. Maybe you can donate to a campaign, or mentor a woman, or even encourage a woman to step up into a leadership position. Imagine if we, yes, we're talking to you, invest in women leadership. Recently, Oprah said, "Women are protectors of life, not masters of war." Who knows, maybe we can create peace in the Middle East.
We are the ones we've been waiting for. Thank you.